and for many other people, we need the research funds. That's the choke point. You cannot expect this work to go ahead for free. It won't happen. It just will not happen. And I know the New Age people and the groupies of many of your other wonderful programs may think that this is just going to happen by osmosis, and the reason it's not happening is because there must be something wrong with the theories and the experiments. Not true. There is nothing wrong with the theories and the experiments, but there is everything wrong with the fact that there isn't enough money in this field, and the New Energy Foundation hopes to change that.
Well, it's too bad the Department of Energy doesn't just fund all this. Let's go to the phones. You ready?
Right.
Let's go east of the Rockies. Welcome to Coast. You're on the air. Hi there.
Hi, this is Michael in Norfolk, Virginia.
Hi, Michael. Go ahead.
Thank you for the most important science program in the history of Coast to Coast AM tonight.
Wow. What a promotion that is.
Absolutely wonderful. This man is by far the most articulate to appear on this program in this area of new energy. I don't fault any of the others that have gone before him for their sincerity, and obviously they are also very brilliant men. But Dr. Mallove really talks the language of a man who can drive this thing into reality. And
just add money and Mallove, and it'll be done.
Well,
for that joke.
My background is fundraising.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this problem for a long time. I've mentioned it a couple of times when I've called in. Tonight I have an idea. I think there's really only one way to do this. I think of Harry Braun. I think of Mike Brown. I think of Stan Abrams with his turning tires to tomatoes inventions. I think of so many others, wonderful men, Dr. Stephen Greer, of course. But, it's fractured. It's fragmented, the way you're going about this. There has to be cohesion. We have to put the physics to work in the marketing of this.
Well, of course we do, but the problem, my good friend, and I deeply appreciate your very kind remarks about me and other people. We may use vacuum energy, but we can't operate in a vacuum. I mean, we have on our staff at New Energy 2.5 people. We used to have more when we had a benefactor who was a bit more generous. We cannot rely, as we are doing now, on only 1 or 2 individuals. We have recently gotten 100 or more individual contributors. We're just starting out as the New Energy Foundation, remember. The field needs support. I mean, we gave $35,000 recently. Our entire budget is $250,000 a year. And this includes salaries, okay, for people. This is absolutely crazy to publish an international magazine under the conditions that we do, okay? We're happy that we exist at all. That's number one. Our magazine is $29.95 a year, and if anyone in the U.S. and if abroad, it's $49.95. So one very minimal thing that people can do is, of course, subscribe either on the website or elsewhere. But we need research funds for these people. I mean, the Correas need money. Cold fusion researchers need money. Dr. Mitchell Schwartz needs money. I don't think, Michael, that it is essential for New Energy Foundation to necessarily go out and make firm links, that is, program links necessarily, to lots of other organizations. I think we can play a major role, and I hope others will play a major role too. We're not restrictive. We hope that everyone succeeds. But I must tell you, there's a lot of error going on. There's a lot of spinning of wheels that could be short-circuited by giving the money to the right people. I think a lot of money has been spent, and I know that's true in cold fusion. A huge amount of money has been spent. Nothing compared to the money wasted in hot fusion, of course, and many other government programs. But not enough money is being spent on the critical experiments that need to be done. Example one, Professor Oriani, University of Minnesota, critical work reported at the 10th International Conference last August, okay, in Cambridge. We gave him $5,000. Fortunately, he's emeritus professor. He could have done it almost without the $5,000, but we gave him $5,000 to continue his excellent work on a new aspect of cold fusion that the cold fusion people aren't even looking at. And yet, if his research is correct, it will entirely change the perception of even the mainstream cold fusion. So I'm telling you, we don't need a shotgun. We need a very targeted rifle.
Thanks for that call, Michael. You would think one of the oil companies would say, let's set up a division as an alternative fuel source. We'll make money on it, and let's fund it.
That almost, George, that almost happened, and it's a historical record, and we commented upon that in our magazine. Amoco, in the early days after the Pons and Fleischmann announcement, made experiments. They used some of their calorimeters that they were using in some fashion to do oil prospecting. And they immediately converted them to testing out the Pons-Fleischmann experiment, and they got positive results. And these positive results were driving the administration of Amoco at that time, in the spring of 1989, in the direction of getting into a big way. In fact, the scientists in charge of this reported several years later that they were ready to go with a team of maybe 150 people to get on this ASAP. But when the Department of Energy report came out in November of 1989, only 6 months or so after the announcement, and basically said we can't find anything. What a crock that was. It turned off Amoco, okay? Yeah. It turned off research groups all over the world. In fact, the Indians at the Bob Atomic Research Center were going nuts over it, but as soon as they heard that the Department of Energy in the great United States said that this was nonsense, they got scared as well.
Killed the project.
Killed it.
Let's go. First time caller line, you're on Coast to Coast with us. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Travis, and I'm calling from AM 600 in Memphis.
Sure. Hi, Travis.
It's nice to talk to you. I have a question that relates to Nikola Tesla.
Sure. Go ahead.
When he was doing his Wardenclyffe project, he was supposedly setting, as the way it was described to me, and I believe Terry Vassilatos wrote the book.
Yes.
He stated that he was trying to create a huge stream of ether and create that as a wave of energy that would set the Earth into a certain kind of resonance.
Right.
When he would try to set that resonance, you could take another coil of some type and receive that energy from that location, but it was ripped out from underneath him by, I believe it was J.P. Morgan.
Right. Well, listen, Tesla, there's no doubt that Tesla was one of the greatest scientists of all time. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Obviously, he gave us alternating current and so forth, and radio, and although Marconi gets, unfortunately,
and
the
about
credit.
700 other things, I guess.
Right. But Tesla was on the right track as far as the ether goes. He was right on track, and the combination, I will tell you this, the combination of what Tesla did with Tesla coils and other things, and what Reich did later, the modern Teslas, namely Dr. Paulo and Alexander Correa, using that work and respectfully citing it, very precisely citing it, and writing this up in monographs that can be downloaded from their etherometry.com website, they have formed what you might call a very precise theory of the ether. It's not just hand-waving. It's equations, it's experiments above all, and it is the legacy that Tesla left us. Someday, Tesla and Reich will be looked upon as some of the most important scientists of all time, whereas right today, of course, they are poo-pooed completely by the establishment.
It's only programs like this that give them any kind of recognition.
That's correct. They were brilliant scientists, and I must say that my own prejudices, which were unfounded, and I